Hey, Maricopa County, this is Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder. I'm here with some friends, some colleagues, and of course, Assessor Eddie Cook. And we are here to tell you a bit about property today and to take some of your questions. This should be an interactive section, so hopefully we'll have some fun and hopefully we'll get some questions answered. But before we begin, just quick introductions. As mentioned, I'm Stephen Richer. I'm the Maricopa County Recorder. I'm responsible for recording public documents. I'm responsible for voter registration and list maintenance, and I'm responsible for the early voting component of our election administration. Eddie?
Well, Stephen, thanks for your introduction, and I'm thrilled to be here with you. I'm Eddie Cook, the Maricopa County Assessor. My role in my office is to fairly and equitably value your property. And in Arizona, we have probably the most complex property tax statutes in the country, and my office is to make it simple and easy for the public to navigate.
All right, so just a reminder that this is going to be interactive, and so if you want to dial in, just press 0 on your phone. We will have callers who will be taking your call and then screening those and then sending them ahead to us for when we are going to be answering some of those calls. We're going to talk to you first a little bit about two programs that our offices have available. One in my office is Maricopa Title Alert, and the other in Assessor Cook's office is the Senior Valuation Protection Program. But before we do that, we want to see what you're interested in. So if you'll indulge me, I'm going to do a little poll, and we have a live survey open now so we can hear from you. On your telephone keypad, please press, I'm going to give you 4 numbers, so pay attention now. Please press 1 to learn about your options when recording a document. Please press 2 for information about our free Title Alert program. Please press 3 for information about the Senior Valuation Protection Program. Please press 4 to learn more about the Assessor's other exemption programs. So we have 4 options there. 1 for recording a document, 2 for the Title Alert program, 3 for the Senior Valuation Protection Program, and 4 for the Assessor's other exemption programs. And that's just to get a good sense of where our callers, which we have over 1,500 on the line now, and what our callers are thinking about and what they want to hear about. Now, to the topic at hand, Maricopa Title Alert. Maricopa Title Alert is something that my office, the Maricopa County Recorder's Office, rolled out about 9 months ago, and we already have over 60,000 users on Maricopa Title Alert. The website for this is titlealert.maricopa.gov. Now, this functions basically the same way that Google Alerts function, if any of you subscribe for Google Alerts. It monitors names that you have an interest in. So if you want it to monitor your name, it can monitor your name. If you want it to monitor your business name, it can monitor your business name. And as I go through this, just a reminder, press 0 if you have any questions. Now, once you give it those names, it will run those names against all recorded documents for that day. So if you want it to monitor, say, Stephen Richer, which is my name, and somebody records something with Stephen Richer in one of the keyword documents, such as the grantor or the grantee, then as soon as that document is recorded, it will send you an email or it will send you a text message letting you know that a document has been recorded with one of those keywords in it. And so that way, you can be on track, you can be on top of monitoring your title. And this was born out of hearing from a lot of our constituents who had concerns over title theft. And so if you own a piece of property, but it's not a piece of property, that you monitor all that actively, and then somebody comes and records a fraudulent document with a fraudulent notarization on it, then that could be conveyed away from you. And there's a lot of private protection programs that are out there, but they're all pretty expensive. Maricopa Title Alert monitors all of Maricopa County recordings for free. We do this in Spanish and English. It only takes 2 minutes to sign up. It's very easy. So you can go to titlealert.maricopa.gov. So again, this is Stephen Richer and Assessor Eddie Cook, and we're talking about Maricopa Title Alert, and we're talking about Senior Valuation Protection Program, and you can dial 0 to ask questions at any time. Now I'm going to hand it over to Assessor Eddie Cook to talk about Senior Valuation Protection Program.
Well, thank you, Stephen. The Senior Valuation Protection Program is one of the best kept secrets that no one knows about. And when I travel around Maricopa and visit with our senior citizens, they're shocked to actually hear that this program even exists. So what does this program provide to you as a senior? Well, first of all, you have to be 65 years or older. I know there are benefits when you go to AMC and you're 55 and you get a lower discount on your movie ticket. That doesn't count. You have to actually be 65 years or older, and you can apply to my office starting January 1st all the way up to September 1st. So right now is a great time to apply for this application to potentially be qualified for getting the Senior Valuation Protection Plan. When you qualify, we freeze your limited property value. So when you get my Valentine's card in February, which is the notice of value, you'll see there's two numbers, one called the full cash value and the second one is called the limited property value. All of our property taxes are based upon the limited property value. My office will freeze your LPV, your limited property value, for 3 years. And to qualify, it's also based upon income. So income for a single property owner is around $45,000, and if you have multiple individuals in your property, it's around $56,000.
Okay, so I'm going to pause you right there and remind our listeners that you can press 0 to ask a question at any time. We're hearing right now from Assessor Eddie Cook, who is talking about the Senior Valuation Protection Program. He's talking about the qualifications. You must be 65 at the time that you apply, and you must have a household income that is either $45,000 or below, or if you have a number of members in your family, it must be $56,000 or below. What else do you need to qualify?
And the other thing is that your LPV is not a limit, so it doesn't matter what your LPV is. This is all based upon your income. And then you also have to be a primary residence in your home for 2 years to qualify. So that's the program.
Okay, so the rub here is that you can freeze your property tax valuation such that it doesn't keep going up, and that means that the tax amount doesn't keep going up as well, right?
May not be the case, because if I kept my limited property value flat and doesn't increase, those folks like city council members, the board of supervisors, if they adjust the property tax rate higher than the year before, then there's a possibility that it could go up a certain percentage.
Okay, but it will freeze the assessed value.
The assessed value of limited property value will be freezed for 3 years.
Okay, correct. So that's the important takeaway here. Again, 0 if you have any questions, but Assessor Eddie Cook just offered up a way for you to freeze your assessed value of your property if you meet certain qualifications, one of those pertaining to age 65 and over, and one of those pertaining to income. Now, again, we've also talked about the Maricopa Title Alert program. That is a program of the Recorder's Office. That is a program that is free, that is available for business names and individual names, and it allows you to monitor any name recorded in the Maricopa County Recorder's Office. So any concerns that you have about title theft or about title fraud, that is something that can help allay those concerns and make you feel better and make you feel like you're on top of your recorded property. All right, do we have any questions coming in? We have some questions that are coming in. We have a little over 2,300 listeners. You can keep telling people to call in. We're taking questions here. Again, Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder, and Assessor Eddie Cook. All right, first question we are going to bring up, let's see, it is Cameron. All right, Cameron, you're on the line with Assessor Eddie Cook and Recorder Stephen Richer. Fire away.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, I don't own property in Maricopa County. Would it still be beneficial for me to sign up for Maricopa Title Alert?
All right, great question. Thank you very much, Cameron. We appreciate it. Cameron is one of over 2,500 listeners right now. If you have a question, press 0 to dial and press 0 to ask your question. Cameron's question was, I don't own property in Maricopa County. Is it still beneficial for me to sign up for Maricopa Title Alert? So it is, actually, because you can monitor anything that is recorded that pertains to your name, Cameron. So if someone were to record a lien fraudulently against you, if someone were to fraudulently record a judgment against you, this system would notify you right away, and that way you would be able to immediately take action. So yes, recommend going on to titlealert.maricopa.gov, even if you don't own property in Maricopa County. All right. Again, Assessor Eddie Cook, Recorder Stephen Richer on the line here. Press 0 to ask your question. We've got next coming up, we've got Michelle. Michelle, you're on with Assessor Eddie Cook and Recorder Stephen Richer. Fire away.
Hello. I was wondering, is the senior tax freeze, do you think most counties in the state have it, or does just Maricopa?
Well, hi, Michelle. Thank you for sharing that question. All 15 counties actually benefit from this Arizona state statute. So you can apply in Pima County, you can apply in Yavapai County, you can apply in all 15 counties in the state of Arizona. All 15 county assessors have the exact same program, the exact same qualifications, because this is all part of state statute. So any Arizona that has property here in Arizona as a property owner can qualify for this program if you're 65 years or older, or your income is less than the ones that we described.
All right, so we're firing away. We are only 15 minutes in, and we've got 45 minutes for this program, so please press 0 to ask your question now. That last question was from Michelle. She was wondering if other counties outside of Maricopa County have the Senior Valuation Protection Program that Assessor Eddie Cook mentioned, and the answer to that is yes, it does apply to all 15 counties in Arizona. Who's our next question asker? All right. Heidi, you're on with Assessor Eddie Cook and Recorder Stephen Richer. Fire away.
Hi, I was wondering how come we can no longer get an official copy of a deed or title to property owned in Maricopa County, possibly notarized or something, to also be another way to protect against fraudulent recordings.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. This is Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder. We're calling in and we're taking calls, including this one from Heidi, who asks, why can I no longer get an official copy of our property's title or deed? And so I apologize. I don't know who led you in a different direction, but please call into my office or please email us. We'd love to take care of that right away. You absolutely can get an official copy of your recorded deed or your recorded title. You can go online and search for it yourself, and you can get an unofficial copy. But then if you want an official copy, there's a small charge for that, and that's something that we can get out to you by mail or email right away. And so if you just write in and visit our website or reach out to us and shoot us if you call in, well, I'm going to get you the actual phone number here. If you call into 602-506-3535, or if you go to recorder.maricopa.gov, so 602-506-3535, and we'll be able to help you out with that right away. Okay, we're still taking more questions, so please press 0 if you have questions. I'm here with Assessor Eddie Cook, and I'm Recorder Stephen Richer. What's our next question? All right, Mary, you're on.
I'm on. Okay. My question was the senior valuation protection. Do get a form from the assessor when our 3 years are up, or a letter, or some kind of notification that 3 years are up, and if we want to continue, we have to do it, right?
Yes, you can actually requalify every 3 years. That's the wonderful part about the program. And what I could do is let me check with my team, but I believe we send out a reminder right before your 3 years are up.
Oh, okay. I see. I can't remember whether. Let me tell you. Ask another question. I'm 90 years old, and when I pass on, I have made it in my will and named who is going to be getting the house. They're over 65 now. They will have to then file a new one for themselves.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. When you move on to your next journey in life, and you are passing on your wonderful property to your loved ones, And if they're 65, they will have to file with our office just like you have filed currently.
Okay, fantastic. That was Mary. Mary was asking about what she has to do to renew her Senior Valuation Protection Program, and it sounds like the assessor's office sends out a notice before the 3 years expires, and then if you pass on your property, does the inheritor have to sign up for the Senior Valuation Protection Program as well? And the answer to that is yes. Okay, we are taking more calls. Number is 0. Just press 0 on your phone and we will take your call. We've got Assessor Eddie Cook and I'm County Recorder Stephen Richer on the line. I'm going to give you one more option to dial into our poll. So we have a live survey open and we're interested in hearing what you're interested in. And on your telephone keypad, please press 1 if you want to learn about your options when recording a document. 2 for information about our free Title Alert program, 3 for information about the Senior Valuation Protection Program, and 4 to learn more about the assessor's other exemption programs. So 1 for options when recording a document, 2 for the free Title Alert program, 3 for the Senior Valuation Protection Program, or 4 for the assessor's other exemption programs. And we'll give you the results of that poll soon. All right, next question. All right, we've got quite a few people on, questions coming in. I love it. We're open for more questions, but we've got Monty on now. Monty, fire away.
Yeah, I just got onto the thing, and I'm curious about the senior protection. I'm already retired, and in a couple of years, my wife's going to be retired. So how can we get the valuation or the taxes to stabilize?
So what you could do, Monty, hi, this is Eddie, the County Assessor. Thanks for your question. You could go to our website, the Maricopa County Assessor's website, and you can go to the section where you can either download the actual application form that you can fill out, and then you can send it to us, or you can bring it to our office in person. And then as long as you can qualify, and the qualifications are you have to be 65 years or older, and that your income, if it's just for a single owner, is less than $45,000 a year, or if it's multiple owners, it has to be less than $56,000 a year, and you have to have lived in your home for 2 years. Those are the minimum qualifications for the program.
All right. Thank you, Monty. Monty's question was about the qualifications for the Senior Valuation Protection Program. He recently retired, and his wife is getting to the point of retiring soon as well. And the requirements are that you have to be a senior, 65 years of age or older, and you have to meet certain income thresholds. If you have any questions about how to apply for the Senior Valuation Protection Program, please give the assessor's office a call at 602-506-3406. Again, that's 602-506-3406. You're on with Maricopa County Assessor Eddie Cook and Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer. Press 0 to ask a question. We're going through more questions, and we've got at least another 25 minutes of ask questions and answers. All right, next up we've got Lisa. Lisa, you're on.
Hi, how are you?
We're great, thank you.
My question is, I really like the Maricopa Title Alert program. I was wondering, is there something that we can sign up if we have property in Pinal County?
Yes, so great question, Lisa. Thank you very much. I'm very glad that you like the Maricopa Title Alert program. We're very proud of it. Some of the other counties have started to roll out Title Alert programs as well. Pima County is one of those counties, and so you can go to the recorder's office for the Pima County Recorders. My team's now telling me that it was actually Pinal that you asked about. Pinal has it as well, so you can go to the Pinal Recorder's website, and they should have information on how to sign up there. So this is one of the tricky things, and Lisa does a good job of pointing this out, is that documents are recorded by county. So if the document was recorded in Maricopa County, then it would come up on the Maricopa Title Alert system. If it was recorded in Pinal County, then of course that would not come up in the Maricopa Title Alert program, but it would come up in anything that Pinal County has, and they do a great job down there. That's County Recorder Dana Lewis, and so I'm sure that you can find her information online. Again, this is Recorder Stephen Richer and Assessor Eddie Cook. Press 0 if you want to ask any questions. We've got a good number of callers still hanging out with us, learning lots about property in Maricopa County. All right, next up we have Holly. Holly, you're on live with us, and fire away.
Hi, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. My question is regarding the title alert. As I understand it, and I could be wrong, but as I understand it, we would get an email if something was recorded and that kind of a thing, so we would know about it. However, if somebody were to try and fraudulently get another deed on my home, is there any way to stop them from doing that, as opposed to waiting till they have already done it and then I get an alert about it? Particularly in my case, my home is in a trust. Does that give me any added protection as far as that is concerned?
So, Holly, it's an important question. Holly's question is, what can I do to prevent this beforehand instead of finding out about it after, if somebody is going to try to fraudulently convey away title to my property? And unfortunately, Holly, I don't have a great answer there for you, but the reason we rolled out this program is because the real disaster can happen when this goes on for 2 or 3 years. Somebody's moved into that property, somebody has thrown away all of your personal effects or the personal effects of a family member, and they've, really made it into their own. Through Maricopa Title Alert, you get notice immediately, and you can go to law enforcement, and they can put an injunctive order against it such that they can put a stop to it before the fraudulent actor does anything especially harmful. So this allows you to take quicker action. Now, there are certain requirements when you record a document. For instance, it has to meet certain statutory specifications, and it has to be notarized. However, though it is rare, we are not blind to the fact that there are some fraudulent notarizations and there are some fraudulent document producers, and that's why there are many private companies that offer this service for a fee, and that's why we've rolled out titlealert.maricopa.gov for no charge at all. We recommend putting the trust name under the business name in Maricopa Title Alert. So that's another important thing that you brought up, Holly, which we appreciate, is that this not only monitors business names, this not only monitors individual names, but you can put the name of your trust into Maricopa Title Alert, and as well as the individual names of the trustees. So thanks very much for that question. Again, if you have questions, press 0. You can ask your questions. I'm here with Assessor Eddie Cook. I'm Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder, and we're answering questions related to our 2 offices.
And Stephen, we know that our legislators and stakeholders in here in Arizona are really serious about trying to figure out how to stop this on the front end versus what's going on the back end. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. It's something that we talk about among the 15 county recorders in the state of Arizona. I know the 15 county assessors talk about that as well, and it's an item of interest for the state legislature. I think the dynamic there is not wanting to make it overly burdensome to do business in the state of Arizona and in the county of Maricopa County, but at the same time trying to cut into as much as possible and cut down on any type of title fraud that may happen. All right, next question up. We've got Nancy. Nancy, you're on with Assessor Eddie Cook and me, Stephen Richer. Let's see, Nancy, we have you there?
Oh, am I supposed to ask my question again?
You are, if you don't mind.
Oh.
You're now live with us.
You are live.
Okay, so here's my problem. I noticed I haven't paid attention in the past 23 years to this in my home, but on my property notice, it says that my legal class is a 4. And for some reason this year I looked at it, and a 4 means that it's a residential rental or a non-primary residence.
That's correct.
It's
considered a non-primary residence, Class 4.
Right, but my home was bought by my ex-husband, but from my primary. But then after he passed away, I put the house in my name, and so it's my primary residence. So I should be classified as a 3. So I called and I tried to fill out the form to change it to a 3, but it was asking me what the assessment ratio was for a 3, and I don't know. And it won't let you go any further if you don't know what the percentage is.
Well, Nancy, we can make this very easy. If you could
easy
call,
is good.
Yeah, because that's what we like to do here in the assessor's office. If you can call our number, which is 602-506-3406, one of my professional team members will guide you through that very easily. This is probably one of the most easiest things to change for you, and it doesn't take that long.
And Nancy, we already have your last name and we have your number, and so that should be an easy process. And though Eddie wouldn't want me to say this, I'd say tell him Eddie sent you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's just, I mean, is there even a difference in the ratio? Should I even bother to change it?
I'm not even sure why you were even asked for that, because the form basically says, I want to go from a 4 to a 3, and then you sign it. That's it. And you have to prove, like, maybe you show identification of your driver's license showing you that that's where you live. And that's really the only thing you need.
Oh, that's,
all right.
How odd, because, okay.
Yep.
Well, I'll give them a call.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much, Nancy. No, these are live calls. You are calling Assessor Eddie Cook and me, County Recorder Stephen Richer, as well as hundreds and maybe even thousands of our friends who are online. So we appreciate it. And keep calling. Keep pressing 0, and you can call in and ask your question. We've got another 15 to 20 minutes of taking questions. And let's see, are we going to do the survey now, or are we going to do the... Oh, no, we're going to move. All right. So we're going to go to Glenn. We've got Glenn on. Glenn, you're live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Okay. I am at the sign-up.
Let's see, Glenn, do we still have you? I think Glenn was going to ask about, you're at the sign-up for Title Alert?
That's correct.
Okay. What's going on?
Well, we do have a trust, my wife and I, but so should we list the trust here somewhere?
You should, yeah. So great question. Thank you very much, Glenn. Glenn's asking, he holds his property in trust, as many Arizonans do. That's totally okay. What you need to do is you need to enter the trust name where it says business name in Maricopa Title Alert. So simply select business name, and then you enter the name of the trust, and then you enter your information such as your text number or your email, and it will send you an alert anytime that anything is recorded with that trust's name in the document.
But also individuals could put their own individual name, and they can do multiple listings. Is that correct?
This is why I hang out with this guy. This is why I hang out with Assessor Eddie Cook. He's helping me out here. Yes, you can also put your individual names in there such that it can be monitoring both the trust name and the names of the individual in the trust, so you'll be double protected that way. And so thanks very much. Good question regarding what to do if you own property in trust and you still want to use Maricopa Title Alert. All right. Are we doing some polls? No, we're not doing some polls. We're going to Charlie. We're going to more questions. Charlie, you're live with Assessor Eddie Cook and Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder. How can we help you?
Yes, I would like to know on the title fraud, is it possible to put a password so it won't be so easy for the scammers to change their titles like that? I'm a senior citizen, and I'm kind of worried about that. Have you guys thought of that?
Yeah. So Charlie, this is a good question. I don't want to scare you. I don't want you walking away from this more scared than you were coming in. That's certainly not the point of this. Title fraud is very rare. However, when you have a county as big as Maricopa County with 4.6 million residents and lots of people moving in, lots of people moving out, it still happens. And so we have this device that we want to be one more tool in your arsenal to be able to be at least alerted about this. Now, this is something that we are looking into for the future, where you can sign up for a special service where nobody can convey title to the property unless they have a special code or unless they show special identification. Unfortunately, Charlie, we're not quite there yet. That's something that we look forward to doing in the future. But for right now, it is best to just either sign up for private service or, of course, we love our service, which is completely free, only takes 2 minutes to sign up, and the website for that is just titlealert.maricopa.gov. And give me a call, Charlie, if you have any questions. All right. Okay, so we have the results from our 4-person survey. Some of you know that I'm also involved in elections, so you can rest assured that this poll was done properly. And we have option 3 as the winner, and 42% of respondents said that they were most interested in the Senior Valuation Protection Program. So hat tip to Assessor Eddie Cook, who often does wear a hat, and he is here to answer more of your Senior Valuation Protection programs. For those of you who weren't on earlier, Senior Valuation Protection Program is a mechanism by which you can freeze the assessed valuation of your property if you meet certain qualifications, among them that you are 65 years or older and that you meet certain income requirements. So, again, I'm Stephen Richer. I'm the Maricopa County Recorder. I'm here with Assessor Eddie Cook. Please press 0 if you have any questions relating to the assessor's office or the recorder's office. We're mostly talking property, but hey, we'll give any question a try that you've got. All right. Do we have our next question?
Well, let me review some of the qualifications again.
Yes. All right. So while we're waiting for our next question, press 0 to ask the next question. We'll be loading our next question, but Assessor Eddie Cook's going to give you the qualifications for that most popular topic, which was item number 3, the Senior Valuation Protection Program.
And again, it's one of the best-kept secrets, I believe, in Arizona as it relates to property taxes, is that if you are 65 years or older, as a senior citizen that owns property, you can possibly qualify to get this Senior Valuation Protection Plan, which will basically freeze your limited property value for 3 years. The only kind of requirements is your income. If you are a single owner, you need to make less than $45,000 a year. If there are multiple owners in the home, they need to make less than $56,000 a year. And then you just have to have lived in your home for more than 2 years or more. And that's it.
All right, so that was Assessor Eddie Cook talking about the requirements for qualifying for the Senior Valuation Protection Program. I'm Recorder Stephen Richer. I'm talking about Maricopa Title Alert, which is titlealert.maricopa.gov, and that allows you to enter any names that you want to monitor against our recorded database, such that if anyone records a name that is something that you're interested in, you can get an alert. Are we going to our next caller? We're going to Mary. Mary, you're live. Oh, did we get you? Oh, all right. Well, Mary,
a double winner.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the wheel of fortune is forever in your favor, Mary. Let's see. Nope. All right. We're moving on. We're moving on to Richard. Richard, you're live with Assessor Eddie Cook and Stephen Richer.
Thank you. I'm holding in front of me my 24 valuation and 25 valuation, and I see the full cash value has gone down about $36,000, but the LTV has gone up about $12,000. So I presume my taxes are going to go up again. my wife and I are both retired and on a fixed income, and I just kind of want to know, like, how does that happen? My house is 40 years old. I'm looking at it, and it gets older every year, and I have to sink money into it and to try to keep it up, but I don't see how that LPV goes up when the full cash value has gone down.
All right, Richard. This is Maricopa County Assessor Eddie Cook. Richard, thank you for this call, because your question is probably the most asked question here in Arizona. Literally 99% of Arizonans that own property, what you just described is one of the reasons why we're trying to put out a lot of educational material and videos from our office to help educate folks like yourself understand the complex property tax statutes here in Arizona. So what you're experiencing is something that was voter approved back in 2012. It was called Prop 117. You may remember back in the late 70s, California had something called Prop 13. And so Arizona has a version of Prop 13 called Prop 117, which basically define how property taxes are collected and calculated in Arizona. We no longer use the full cash value to calculate your property taxes. We now use what's called the limited property value. So the limited property value is a statutory calculation that was basically set a new line in the sand back in the year 2015. So the rules of the limited property value increase are that the LPV, the limited property value, is trying to catch the full cash value number. And there is such a large gap here in Maricopa County where the limited property value is much, much lower than the full cash value. So even though your full cash value dropped a certain percentage, the limited property value in your case is so low, it's still going up. The second part of the rule of the limited property value is that it can only increase a maximum of 5% annually. So what you've seen is that because there's still such a large gap between your full cash value and limited property value, and your full cash value dropped, your limited property values was still increasing probably about 5%. And the reasons for the Prop 117 that was voter approved back in 2012 was to help stabilize and provide predictability for property owners to understand about property taxes. Because in the past, you saw many spikes in our property taxes. This was a way to kind of stabilize it and make it simple for you.
Okay, well, you've told me oftentimes that property tax valuation is a very complicated process, and I certainly believed it before, and I believe it even more so now. And so we've got Assessor Eddie Cook on the line, and I'm Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder. If you have any questions, please feel free to press 0 and get on in, and we'd love to have you. We've got another few minutes before we start wrapping things up here, so bring in your question. All right, we've got Shelley up next. Shelley, you're live.
Hello.
Hi, Shelley.
I'm interested in the Title Alert program, and in my circumstances, it's just my name on the property and a trust, and I would want my daughter to be on there too for the alert, not just myself, because something could happen to me, but I don't want just her on there. It would have to be both of us to make sure we got an alert whenever if something would happen.
Yeah, great question. We'll both pray that nothing happens to you, Shelley, but certainly understand the impulse of wanting to put another email or number on there, and that is absolutely something that you can do. And so it can monitor as many names as you want, and you can also set that up such that it's sent to multiple email addresses or multiple cell phone numbers. And so you can absolutely put your name as a name that you want to monitor, and then you can have it sent to the email address that you own as well as the email address that your daughter owns. You can also put her name as a name that you want to monitor. All of this is, of course, free of charge. You just have to go to titlealert.maricopa.gov. If you have any questions, if you need assistance with any of that, then we're happy to walk you through the process. You can call 602-506-3535. Again, that's 602-506-3535. And I also want to plug the Assessor's Office's website because Assessor Eddie Cook was just talking about some of the educational videos that they've been putting out regarding the difference between the different property valuations that are on the assessed property value card. And the website for the assessor is mcassessor.maricopa.gov. That's mcassessor.maricopa.gov, and you can see all the informational videos that they've put out and trying to explain what the heck is that limited property value and how does it compare with the full cash value. All right. Any other questions? Just dial 0 and you can ask your question. I'm here, Stephen Richer, Maricopa County Recorder with Assessor Eddie Cook. All right, we've got Gregory. Gregory, you're live with Assessor Eddie Cook and County Recorder Stephen Richer.
Hello.
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 Yeah, my question is how can I sign my mother up for the senior protection?
Well, thank you, Gregory. We would love for you to either go to our website and you can download the simple application, fill it out and sign it, have your mother sign it, and you can mail it back to us, or you can come down here with that application on behalf of your mom and drop it off here at our office, and then our team members will follow up with you and with your mother to see if we can get her qualified.
Can you mail me an application?
We can. We have your contact information. What we'll do is I'll have one of my team members give you a call, and then they can kind of coordinate that with you. Would that be all right?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, Gregory. We're going to get in touch with Gregory. The Assessor's Office is going to get in touch with Gregory to get his mom signed up for the Senior Valuation Protection Program. To qualify for that, you have to be at least 65 years of age, and you have to meet certain income requirements as well. That was Assessor Eddie Cook helping Gregory out and helping Gregory help his mom out. So, very good. All right, I'm Stephen Richer. I'm the Maricopa County Recorder. Press 0 if you have any additional questions. Our next question is from Tracy. Tracy, fire away.
Thank you. I was curious to know if the email address and phone numbers that we complete on the fraud form are going to be public record and thus available to anybody who requests them.
Yeah. So great question, Tracy. Tracy's question is, if I sign up for this Title Alert program and I enter my email, is that going to be accessible to anyone who makes a public records request? So we are not construing that as a public records request, or that is a public record pursuant to a public records request, because that would kill the program pretty quickly, and that would make all of that information available to anyone who asks, and that would be a deterrent. And so that is something that we are not making public record at this point in time. Obviously, that's subject to any change in law, but not right now. So right now, you can just sign up for that, and we keep your information, and we only use it for the Title Alert program. Again, that's titlealert.maricopa.gov. Thanks very much. All right. Do we have any additional questions? All right. We've got 2 more questions that we're going to take, and we've got Dr. Chatterjee.
Good afternoon. to two of you who do such beautiful job. I have a question. I'm your biggest fan. Is it true you're talking about the senior valuation? Is there a different valuation reduction if you are fully? I live in Sun City, and so if you are fully disabled, I believe there's another reduction in valuation that you can get if you're fully disabled?
Hi, this is Eddie Cook, Maricopa County Assessor. You're absolutely correct. So part of the Maricopa County personal exemptions, the Senior Valuation Protection Plan is one of the three that you can qualify for. The other one is if you're totally disabled or you're a disabled veteran, and the other one is if you're a widower. So yes, you can qualify for a personal exemption of your property. The qualifications are a little bit different than the Senior Valuation Protection Plan, and you can go to the Maricopa County website and you can look that information up.
Thank you, sir. I wanted the people to know that that's also available if you happen to be those categories.
That's absolutely correct. Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, very good. So Dr. Chatterjee's question was about what other exemptions are out there or what other freezes are out there. So we've been talking mostly about the Senior Valuation Protection Program, which will freeze the assessed valuation of your property, but there are other exemptions within the property code. If you think that you qualify for any of those, give the assessor's office a buzz. That's something that they deal with all day long. They're specialists in that. Feel free to reach out to them. Their number is 602-506-3406, and if you have questions about any other exemptions in terms of property value, give the assessor's office a call. Okay, we're going to take the last question now. Octavio, step up to the plate. You're the last question.
Hey, thank you. Good afternoon. I have a question about the Maricopa Title program. My wife has a rather common last name, so I'm going to sign her up. If she gets an alert, how will she know whether it's for her or a legitimate person that just happens to have the same name?
Yeah, okay. Octavio, thank you. So the question is, what if your name's, let's say, Bill Johnson? There's probably a whole bunch of Bill Johnsons in Maricopa County. So if Bill Johnson says, I want an alert anytime that Bill Johnson pops up in a recorded document and I want you to send it to my email. Now, what you can do is you'll get all of those. You can start clicking through them, and you can see. If it's an overwhelming amount, then I apologize and I guess blame your parents. But I'm only being a little bit flip. But you can absolutely click into those documents when you receive them. So when you receive them by email, it's going to have a link to the actual document. You can pop it up, and you can see this is clearly talking about a different Bill Johnson. But if it gets maybe some information that pertains to you, then it might be the Bill Johnson that we're looking for. So to quote Star Wars, these might not be the droids we're looking for. All right. Thanks for indulging that. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Octavio. All right. I think that concludes our time. Thank you so much for your time and participation. We had a few thousand people jump on this call, so we appreciate everyone's interest in these programs, and we appreciate the opportunity to talk about programs that are at the recorder's office, like Maricopa Title Alert, and programs that are at Assessor Eddie Cook's office, like the Senior Valuation Protection Program. If you have questions or need more information, you can reach the recorder's office by calling 602-506-3535 or visiting recorder.maricopa.gov. And you can reach the assessor's office by call it out, Assessor Eddie Cook.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Our phone number is 602-506-3406, or go to our website at mcassessor.maricopa.gov.
All right. Well, thank you all. Again, this is Stephen Richer signing off and Assessor Eddie Cook signing off. And if you have any property questions about property in Maricopa County, just holler at us and we'll answer. Thanks again.
Thank you for coming.